Are you dealing with some degree of gut dysbiosis or irregularity within your entire digestive system? Maybe you think you might be dealing with IBS or IBD or SIBO, or you're not sure. Today I'm excited to share with you a little portion of my gut health masterclass that I think you'll find helpful in helping you assess ways for you to figure out what's going on with your gut. So I'm excited to share this clip with you, and I'll see you on the other side. How can we create the most optimized microbiome for you and your body? And each of us is unique and individual. And so one of the things that really works well with naturopathic medicine is we zero on the individual and how the individual, the uniqueness of each person and your microbiome, how that plays into your current state. And so I just want to highlight that this is a broad overview, and we can factor in and bring in an assortment of things that will be highlighted here in this class. But again, it's going to be very specific and very individual to each of you. So I'm very excited because one of the things that we see is with the microbiome, there is a very, very deep connection between the gut and our brain. And we actually have identified this connection. We call it the ENS, and it's the enteric nervous system. This is a really amazing, more modern day type of find about how the body works and the synergies between our brain and our gut. But our gut houses a ton of neurotransmitters. And in fact, the gut microbiomes, the little bacteria you kind of see here on like the little microscopic view, they control how and when our body's making neurotransmitters. Those are chemicals and signals that get sent to our brain. So a lot of the controlling of how we're feeling and the systems that are occurring in our body, the actual functionality and the mechanisms of our body, it's all occurring in our gut. And so when we heal our gut, we can heal and balance this ENS, the enteric nervous system. And that ultimately has a broader impact on our mental health. We also see our hormone health. These gut microbiome, or these microbes, they actually produce something called beta-glucuronidase, and that is a specific way of regulating and creating estrogen metabolism, but more so homeostasis. And there's a deep connection with men and women, and we see this in young kids, we see this in the tweeners and the teens. If an individual is dealing with estrogen imbalances, too much, not enough, or an overwhelm that is now getting picked up in the body, and we're demonstrating symptoms of breast tenderness, PMS, imbalanced menstrual cycles, early menstrual cycles. Men might be experiencing prostate imbalance and prostate inflammation. It's the estrogen that is the factor. And the estrogen, the root of it is your gut microbe, the microbes in your gut. And so we want to really zero in on the microbiome in balancing not just the ENS, but overall supporting the second brain, this functionality that ultimately controls the entire body. Our immune health is directly linked to our gut as well. We look at about 70 to 75% of our immune state is coming out of our gut. This is really important because we also have a deep correlation to the lymphatic system. And one of my specialties is lymphatic health. And each of the small intestinal folds has a single lymph node connected to it. So there's a deep correlation between the immune state, the body's ability to recognize pathogens and assortment of bacterial imbalances to power up and support and protect the second brain. So our immune state is deeply rooted in our gut. Now, symptomology, as I had mentioned before, each person's gut is unique and individual. It's unique and individual within a family. It's unique and individual in a household. There's an assortment of variables that are going to influence the uniqueness of your gut and the uniqueness of what we call gut dysbiosis, an imbalance in the microbes and the microbiome, the flora, the healthy bacterial levels of the digestive system. This is the snapshot of every patient's complaints and most common symptoms that are presenting as, let's say, constipation or diarrhea inflammation, that could be swelling, it could be joint related pain, skin rashes, skin irritations, it could be difficulty with mental focus or brain fog, major fatigue, candida, yeast infections, an assortment of symptoms. These are all going to point to gut dysbiosis. And some of these symptoms are gut specific. They're symptoms you're experiencing in your gut. Gas and bloating, constipation, or fluctuating with diarrhea, heartburn, even some food related allergies. But the things that don't occur to folks, especially unfortunately in the medical community, is like chronic fatigue. Well, that's gut related. Are you having anxiety and depression? How are you feeling about your everyday world? If it's heightened, it's two things are happening. The microbiomes are producing these neurotransmitters or not based on the levels. And you might be dealing with some estrogen influences, and it's all gut related. And that ENS, enteric nervous system, is misfiring. And so we're not getting all of the brain nourishment we need to help us feel better and to feel balanced. Same thing with headaches. A lot of people will blame hormones on headaches, but ultimately that hormone influence is driven by gut dysbiosis. And so that's really, really key, because we can zero in on these symptoms, but more importantly, we can zero in on the specific brain gut, what's called the gut brain axis, but that is dysregulated when we experience any assortment of those symptoms. Well, thanks for tuning in. I hope that was extremely helpful in at least sussing out maybe some of the assorted symptoms and affirming what you're feeling. So next steps, I'm going to share with you a few options. So number one, if you want applicable, tactical, actionable ways of resolving an assortment of health imbalances, I'm going to invite you to take my Healthy Gut Masterclass. This is accessible for anybody of all ages, and you will find specific protocols and in-depth resources and information to help you recalibrate your gut microbiome, and ultimately address the gut dysbiosis. Second, if you are looking to order a gut test, a gut stool test, you want to analyze what's going on inside your body and you aren't sure and you really want quantifiable data, then I'm going to post down below where you can grab an assortment of resources and test kits that I have available for my patients. These test kits are quantifiable. They are going to identify an assortment of pathogens and bacteria and even enzymes and things that might be missing in the whole microbiome and the atmosphere within your digestive process that might be adding to and aiding to the gut dysbiosis, as well as preventing the healing process. So we'll bridge that gap with testing, and I will post some links down below where you can order a test kit from my clinic and we can get kicked off on your gut healing. So my question of the day for you friends is, what specific topic or content would you like to learn more about regarding gut health? I am all ears and love your recommendations, as your commentary and your questions drive our content here on our YouTube channel. So I'm grateful for you. I hope you do check out the masterclass and make sure you order a gut stool test kit. We will figure out what's specifically going on and then tailor a specific program and plan of action to get you healed and balanced and recalibrated. I look forward to seeing you on our next video.